Have your tenants had difficulty making rent payments as a result of the COVID-19 emergency? The Small Landlord Emergency Grant Program has reopened and has expanded. The program provides financial support for small rental property owners and, indirectly to renters, who are struggling due to the COVID-19 emergency in the state of New Jersey. The program will reimburse small landlords for rent payments that were missed or reduced in April, May, June, and/or July 2020. To be eligible, you must have a property in New Jersey, and the property should have at least 3, but no more than 30 total residential units. You must have low to moderate income rent levels, and you are required to forgive back rent and late fees that tenants accrued between this time period. Here are the maximum rent thresholds by county. Further eligibility requirements are as follows. The applicant is the primary property owner of a New Jersey residential property. The applicant is registered with NJDCA's Bureau of Housing Inspection. The applicant must be current on all state and local tax obligations. The property contains at least one non-vacant COVID-impacted unit. The rent due must be greater than the rent paid by the tenant. The property must not be a government entity or public housing authority, a condominium or cooperative property, nor a seasonal or vacation rental property. The application opens on September 28th and closes October 13th, 2020 at 4 p.m. También disponible en español. More information can be found at the website listed, or you can call us at 1-866-280-9756 or email us at sleg@njhmfa.gov. Please create an account on the SLEG application platform using a valid email address. Each application requires several pieces of information, including but not limited to your name. The name of the application must match the name of the primary property owner on record in NJDCA's Registration Inspection Management System. Otherwise, your application may be subject to denial. Your taxpayer identification number. If you are an individual owner, this will be your 9-digit social security number. If you are a legally incorporated entity, such as an LLC, it will be your 9-digit employer identification number. If you do not know your TIN, you can find it on the IRS website. Financial accounting of the property's rent revenue in the 4-month period immediately before the COVID-19 outbreak and the 4-month period immediately after the COVID-19 outbreak. Your application will require documentation such as a completed W-9 form. You can find one on the irs.gov website. Please make sure to include your tax ID number, which may be either your social security number or your EIN, whichever is used for the property. Your bank statements or other statement of receiving rent payments such as Venmo or Cash App. They must account for the time periods pre- and post-COVID outbreak, December 2019 to March 2020, and April to July 2020. Statements should clearly demonstrate a loss in rental revenue between these 2 time periods by showing payments in the first period and non- or reduced payments in the second period. You are encouraged to annotate your statements to ensure that NJHMFA reviewers can see when revenue reductions occurred and which units in the property were affected. Here is an example of how to mark up your documentation. You will need your leases. You must upload a current executed lease for each COVID-impacted unit you list in your application, with the charged rent clearly listed. If your COVID-impacted units experienced a change in tenancy between December 2019 and July 2020, you must include all leases that were executed during this time period. Make sure each lease you upload is signed and dated by the landlord and tenant. Each lease should have the length of the lease clearly stated, such as month to month, or 12 months, or 1 year. Each lease should also have the rent charged clearly stated. If your leases do not include this information, your application may be subject to denial. For more information and to apply, visit www.njhousing.gov/rentals/SLEG2.